Hey Soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we are doing messages from your ancestors. And to do this reading, we are going to be picking 3 piles together. So for pile number 1, we have this one. Pile number 2, I feel that this one. There we go. And pile number 3. Let's see what we have for today's reading. Right, so for pile number 1, we have Lily. Let me adjust that. There we go. For pile number 2, you have Iris. And for pile number 3, you have Violet. If you like to pick with crystals, let me add these right now. There we go. For pile number 1, we have the yellow Aventurine, and this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 2, we have the Amethyst, and this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 3, you have the Dalmation Jasper, and this is what your crystal looks like. All right, so take a look at which one of these 3 piles or 3 crystals you're the most drawn to, and that will probably be the pile for you here today. But as I always say, if you feel drawn to more than one pile or perhaps all of the piles, trust your intuition. It is your magic that always guides you to the right readings. It is what surprises you every time. So trust it, whether it's leading you to just one and you know that's it, or several, or perhaps all. Let it lead the way freely. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hey Soul family, welcome to your shuffling and card picking process. It is so lovely to have you here as we prepare for your reading today, as we prepare for your piles. And today we are doing messages from your ancestors. Can't wait to get into today's reading. These are beautiful flowers, the lily, the iris, and the violet. Cannot wait to see what comes in today's reading. Before we begin your pile preparation process, let me introduce your cards to you. On the left are the oracle decks, and on the right are the tarot decks that we will be using for today's reading. All right, so let's get straight into it and set our intentions energetically for today's reading. What are your messages today from your ancestors? Okay. What are your messages today from your ancestors? Right. So we have a timing here. Looks like we're getting 2 cards for each pile. Wasn't planning on that, but that's how it worked. There we go. Exactly 2. Yeah, looks like we need 2 cards in today's reading from the tea leaves. All right. So now let's pick up your tarot decks for today's reading. With tarot, of course, we usually take 2 cards for each pile. Thank you. 1 and 2. These are 2. 1, and I see this one. And 2. All right. One, one, and 1. 2, 2, and 2. All right. Whoa, okay. So 1, 2, and 2. Wonderful. Okay. And let's pick up the last deck. So 2, and 2, and 2. Right. So our 3 piles for today's reading are now ready. Let's put them neatly together. So that is pile number 1. We have to be quite mindful because we have a lot of small cards today within each pile. Right, so that is pile number 1 with the yellow Aventurine. There we go. Pile number 2. There we go. Sorry, I had to adjust something. There we go. Pile number 2. With the beautiful Amethyst. And pile number 3. I think something is hanging. I think we need to like, yeah, now it's better. All right. There we go. That is pile number 3 with the Dalmation Jasper. Oh, sorry, pile 2. There we go. And there we go. Well, they're not really aligned. Well, there we go. Now it's wonderfully aligned. That was easy. All right. So our 3 piles for today's reading are now ready. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always a pleasure preparing your piles as we share our energies. I experience your beautiful energies every single time. I love it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being who you are. Love you guys, and let's get straight into your reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the yellow Aventurine as well as Lily. So on Lily, we have, let me adjust that, there we go, Majesty and Virtue. The lily is the emblem, rare, of many virtues, good and rare. So nice. All right, so this is your main card. Let's keep it right here with the yellow Aventurine. And let's check out the rest of your cards. We'll be, of course, taking a look at your oracle cards first. And as you know, we're taking a look at messages from your ancestors. So you have dance. So nice. I see a strong message, actually. It hit me when I looked at dance and on what the specific message could be. Are these numbers? No, they're not. Okay, so that's interesting. I love that for you. You also have, house. Okay, so cool. Right. Okay, let's take a look at your tea leaves. So you do have a month here. Very curious about that for you. You have the harp. Great happiness. Love that. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a wonderful message from your ancestors. Pile number 1. Right, so we have 20. Can you see everything? Yes, you can. That's wonderful. Okay, and what's your month? October. Interesting. So the October can really be a month. It could be the number 10. It could be talking about the leaves, depending on how the reading is taking us. And that's how it works with all the tea leaves, really, and the oracles as well. All right, so let's take a look at your cards, your tarot cards. You have the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Tower. You have the Ace of Cups. All right. You have the Lover's card. You have the Three of Wands. You have the Sun card. Wow. Okay. You have, interesting, look at this amazing Six of Pentacles. So nice. Okay. Especially coming from an ancestor's message, right? All right. You have, ending your reading is the Nine of Wands. So, what do we see here as your messages from your spirit guides? Let's take a closer look. Tower in conjunction with the Ace of Cups gives me the idea that there was some difficulties that are starting to calm down and are starting to work out fine for you. I do see that perhaps these difficulties have been there for quite some time, but for a lot of you, it could have specifically started to happen in October. Something was starting to fall by that time. Or change at that time. Now, I do see with the dance here, I do see your ancestors telling you that, first of all, moving forward, things are going to be great, and I'll tell you why I see that exactly in a second. But they're telling you with the upright triangle and the reversed triangle not to depend on fate. And there's a huge talk about your fate again with the Urganda here. I'll get to it in a second. But I do see a strong message of not to let fate, move you up and down. Take you where the wind's moving. I see your spirit, I'm very sorry, your ancestors in specific are talking about you dancing with life. Meaning, don't let life rule over how you feel and how you feel about life, but rather take that back in control by dancing with it. With dancing with it, I'm getting this intuitive understanding for you. It's to accept it, let it happen, and have gratitude. This reminds me greatly of a video that I've just watched of someone who was talking about their neighbor, their elderly. It wasn't elderly, but much older. He was in his 20s. His neighbor is much older, and he said that his neighbor was remarkably happy all the time. He was a pleasant, happy, calm individual that exudes positivity in life, exudes tranquility, exudes this beautiful energy that this person just loved. And they were having a conversation at one point where he was telling him, or his wife was talking about some noise that her cell phone does or something of the sort. There's some annoying sound, as this person described it, or as maybe the wife described it, that happens during the night. And I think the neighbor asked this person, "Oh my God, how can you sleep like that? If I was in your place, I wouldn't be able to do it. Good for you that you're able to do that." And so this wise man that this person was talking about, his neighbor, said something very significant that really hit me, that that matches that type of energy. He said, by understanding that he said it in a way that I'm not absolutely convinced with in terms of the numbers. Let me tell you first how he said it, and then I'll tell you what I think, and you can draw your own conclusions. He said, you have to know that at least or up to 90% of what happens during the day are things that doesn't really always go your way. And to understand that and to accept, of course, by trying to make it better, always trying to make things better, but to accept that things won't always go your way, you live in gratitude, tranquility, and happiness. And the person that was doing this video said, "Oh my God, wasn't this just a huge revelation for him, and how this piece of advice really changed his views in life and made him a much calmer person. And really, when I heard it too, I was like, wow, what a revelation. So you don't have to be convinced, of course, that 90% of things won't go your way. I think that's a big number. But maybe this person was trying to relay that a lot of the times things don't go our way, and sometimes things go exactly and much better than what we think. So to understand and to accept that things don't always go our way, I think we're able to, just like the dance card here, dance with life, not just walk with life, be pushed by the waves of life, but to dance with it, to allow things to happen that we didn't really exactly planned for, you know? So that, along with great happiness here, it reminds me exactly of this advice that I just heard. But I was scrolling, clicked on it, heard it, probably heard it for your pile, for me too, of course, but specifically to deliver this specific message for you and your pile. That's exactly what I see. Do you see here the harp, music, and dancing? To just dance with life. Don't stand there being shocked by it, is the message that I'm getting, but rather to accept it and enjoy what happens. Especially that I see within your fate something very, very significant in your reading. I see, first of all, with the lily, the lily was revered, is actually revered all over the world. It's highly respected. It's a flower of power. Ancient civilizations really respected the lily, right? So I feel like you are on a very important spiritual journey. Pile number 1. You're gonna be perhaps traveling places, or your message is going to travel across time. It's going to be illuminating you, certainly. The reason I keep talking about your spiritual journey is because I do see the Knight of Pentacles working. So I'm seeing this as you really having a very important spiritual journey. And I see here with Urganda, as I told you, an amazing fate, a fate that is protected, because Urganda is in the Portuguese lore is fate, right? She's represented as fate that protects and aids with her enchantments, right? So I really see, moving on from here, the reason you have dance is because things are going to be wonderful for you, pile number 1. Things are just going to be wonderful. Fate is on your side. Things are going to be very positive. But is it perfect all the time? Just like the dance shows, there are ups and downs, but nothing that will affect your fate in any way that is hurtful or what is it called? Hurtful or dark, right? We see the light in your reading. And so with these ups and downs, perhaps they can trigger old trauma, because I do see these like neurological pathways in the brain. They could trigger traumas of you thinking, oh, maybe it's gonna go back, or you feeling like things could be as bad as it was in the past, or it could trigger some fears as well. I see your ancestors telling you your path is a very important one. Fate is on your side. You have a very important journey, and with the music and the dance and the sun, things are going to be beautiful for you. It's like a fresh new start here. But with the Lover's card, it's a card of choice at the end of the day. You have a choice to experience your journey in a pleasant way, or in a way that, although it's going to be, your fate's always going to be great, but you may still experience it from a place of trauma, of worrying about what's coming. So although things are going to work out fine, perhaps there are sometimes worry can make the journey tough. And so since things are going to go great, I see your ancestors telling you, don't worry, you're on a spiritual journey. You're continuing something here that is important to your ancestors. I think you perhaps come from a line that does something, had a specific mission that is being passed on to you. With the sun, maybe you're illuminating others with your work. Maybe that's what I'm greatly seeing here. You're doing something positive, that's for sure. You do have an important spiritual journey. You're going to be protected. Fate is on your side. And it's really time for you to experience the joy of this journey and not experience it in an unpleasant way as the things that fell in the past or fell down, just like the tower. This could be, again, the fall could be suggesting the tower here. Things perhaps have fallen. You may have lost important things in your life in the past, and you may be worried that it's going to go this way. But we see the opposite in your reading. It's about choosing to think positively and to dance with life so that you can enjoy the journey, knowing that fate is on your side. It's like fate is a reliable partner that you can depend on. It's assisting you at this phase of your life moving forward. So whatever happened in the past is now in the past. You are in a powerful position with the lily here. Accept things is the greatest message that I see. Accept it and, dance with it. You will see with the Six of Pentacles that life will be generous to you. It will be giving you a lot. And with this Nine of Wands, you know how the Nine of Wands in the original Rider-Waite-Smith in the original tarot card is depicted as a lot of wands that create some sort of wall, a protective wall. So you're really highly protected, and life is going to be very kind and giving to you, especially with the Six of Pentacles. Things like especially with the two little mice, two little tiny cute rats here. Usually we see the cats and the mouse and the mice bickering, but here there's such a beautiful giving relationship. The cat's not running after the mice anymore, it's giving them. And we see the mice being depicted as two young children. So this is perhaps showing that you may have had tumultuous relationships in the past with your connections with others. It could have been some sort of bickering. Now you're building much kinder relationships, and you'll see that life is now going to be giving to you. Things are not going to be falling or being taken from you. In fact, with the house here, house always signifies home, safety as well, especially with the beautiful dog in the garden here. Again, we get the idea of safety, being held in a safe place. So your ancestors are telling you that you're going to be moving forward. That's the beginning of a new journey with the Three of Wands. You're going to be moving forward safe. Your work and your spiritual journey is going to be very significant, very important. Focus on it, but also focus on the dance of life. Don't let things bring you down. Dance with it. Don't feel like things are events are taking you away from what you want, that it's the things that you want will not happen because of certain events that are happening in your life at any point of time. Dance with it, accept it, let it happen. At the end of the day, my dear pile number one, fate is on your side, and the strongest message is to choose your thoughts or choose your emotions, to believe and understand that you're protected, that life is going to be generous to you, and to choose to live it pleasantly, since fate is already on your side. And my dear pile number one, this is exactly what I see in your reading in terms of your messages from your ancestors. Such a beautiful, beautiful reading. I wish you the best of luck in whatever you're doing, my dear pile number 1. May you always be blessed, protected, and may the universe always be generous to you, giving you exactly what you've always wanted. My dear pile number 1, with the small mice, I forgot to tell you, it's like dreams you've had for a very, very long time happening, coming true for you. My dear pile number 1, this was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. My dear pile number 1, this book could really help you out in setting goals for this beautiful new year and achieve your dreams. Watch them happen. This book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it in the first place. But you'll find that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And my dear pile number 1, it was such a pleasure doing this reading for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. All the best of luck moving forward. Such a beautiful message. May you always be blessed. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful iris as well as the amethyst crystal. And straight away, I'm seeing something very significant that I'm going to tell you about before we start your reading, because this one is very significant. Iris, of course, comes from the Greek goddess Iris, the Greek goddess of rainbow. It was her duty to transport the souls of departed women to the Elysian field, or the heavens, right? And so in terms of the flower languages, the iris came to mean messages that are carried over the rainbow from the mortals to the gods, right? From between the realms of the mortals and the gods. So I can clearly already see straight away that there is an important message here from your ancestors in today's reading. In fact, you have rainbows and messages, of course, as we said. Yes, an important message or messages from your ancestors. If you clicked on this reading, you definitely have a very strong message today that you're meant to hear. And you were also drawn to the amethyst, or the amethyst was part of your reading. Again, we see the crown chakra activation. There is a spiritual or a very strong message, as I mentioned, from your ancestors. It's quite a significant one today. Let's check it out together. So you have, listen, unbelievable. It's mind-blowing, right? So, yeah, you're meant to listen to today's reading. We'll see, of course, how this card fits into your reading. But straight away, we can see you have a strong message to listen to. So keep your eyes open. You have a little child. Beautiful. All right. You have needle and thread. How interesting. A sincere wish will be granted. Love that for you. Pile number 2. You have seahorse. Family matters. It's interesting how you have a little child and family matters. Let's see what this is all about. Let's take a look at your tarot cards so that we have a complete picture of this beautiful message. You have the King of Cups. We see the King of Cups. Usually this sort of chart and person presenting something would come in the swords. It's interesting how it's coming in the Page of Cups. You have the Knight of Wands. You see someone who is at a bar or a pub, having a drink, relaxing maybe. Although you have some sort of concern on this person's face. All right. You have the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Swords. You have the Star card. The High Priestess. Interesting. You have the 9 of Cups. Wow. I love your cards. We do have the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords here. And you have the Sun card. Beautiful, beautiful cards, that's for sure. Let's now take a closer look at your cards, especially that it says, when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. Your ancestors are talking about a very big event that happened in your life that it seems took your or stole your innocence away. We see a great highlight over children here with the little child, and of course the La Llorona here in the Star card. We'll talk about it in a second. So it's like someone took your innocence away from you, your belief in goodness, your belief in safety, something of the sort. Because here with La Llorona as well, her children were taken away from her, were killed, and we see La Llorona is like a ghostly figure in northern Mexican legend who weeps and cries every night looking for her children. So we see the idea that there's some people in specific, it has to do with people, because we do see family matters. So these could be family, or these could be people that were held in very high regards to you and were very dear to you, who betrayed this sacred connection between you and them. And so here we see like the meanness, or the not the meanness, the betrayal was so big that it rubbed you off of your innocence and believing in dear connections, or in believing in goodness. It seems like it came as a shock to you. You were weeping, especially that you have here as well in the High Priestess the Japanese Kuchisaki Onna, and she is a woman who lurks from the shadows, and she lures in victims, and with her mysterious appearance she asks them, am I beautiful? And if the answer is yes, then she would, as you can see, tear off her mask, and then you can see there's a slit on her mouth and cheeks. And so she asks them then, am I still beautiful? And whether the answer at this point is yes or no, these victims, it still leads to them being disfigured or even death. So there is a huge shock that happened with these people, that you had to mend a slit in your heart, a shock that you obviously had to really mend and take care of. And we see continuous weeping every night, looking for that safety, or looking back for that what you believed was sacred. And that appearing in the Star card definitely shows a strong message from your spirit guides about renewed hope. Yes, there was a difficult, probably horrible situation with the 5 of Wands here. bickering or competition, or people, with the Five of Swords as well, people looking out for themselves and selfish acts, and you being defeated by unfairness, dishonesty, by something that was highly selfish, really shocked you and put you in a very, very sad situation. And we see the Star card here, and especially with your main card, the Iris, we see when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. And I see your ancestors telling you to listen closely to this message, that although this was a very dark situation, perhaps you even went through the dark night of the soul with this horrible event, to see that this did not happen for nothing. This really happened for some awareness, illumination, to understand things better and to grow as a soul, to become stronger. It is going to lead to some great benefits or growth in your future. Or maybe you've already grown from this experience. So your ancestors are telling you, despite it being very difficult, it is greatly seen and understood how dark this was, how shocking this was, how horrible this was. At the end of the day, your ancestors are there for you. They're your family. They're taking care of you. They acknowledge what happened. They can see. But they also want you to know, with the King of Cups here specifically, I was wondering, why is the King of Cups teaching here? And we can clearly see that it was a loving lesson meant to help you grow. Although you may not see it this way at the moment, but it really is meant for your growth. And it is meant because you have the Star card. And you have a sincere wish will be granted. And that's what the Star card is about. Having a sincere wish granted. You will see that this will lead to you having a very big dream come true. The sun will rise again. You have the Nine of Cups. You're again, by the way, Nine of Cups is having a wish fulfilled and coming true. Unbelievable. So it cannot be a coincidence that your cards keep saying the same thing, a sincere wish being granted for you, and that things will be very positive for you despite it being very dark. And we see here a concerned person at the pub drinking to relax and to calm down. And so I see your ancestors telling you, weep as long as you need, but at the same time realize that it's time to get up, to be hopeful, because your life is about to change. And we see this figure in this long tower here, showing that you are protected and untouchable. And maybe things happened in the past in a way that was very hurtful. Moving forward, you're really going to be protected with the advantages that are going to be coming into your life, and who you're going to become. The new type of illumination, the way you think now, is very different from how maybe you used to think. Your awareness is different, and this as well is going to keep you very protected. And we see with the needle of thread some sort of healing of the wound, mending of the wound, where things are coming together. A healing phase is about to either begin or end. And you've already seen the shock, you've learned, you've understood so much. And with this robbing of the childhood, it could have been temporary robbing of happiness, but it's permanent robbing of naivety. Now you're aware, and now you have your eyes open. You understand things better in a positive way and not in a dark way. You have the Sun card here showing that you're now going into your phase of being positive, that your life is as blessed and beautiful as it was, is that you're about to have a beautiful dream come true. But this time there is awareness. Sun card has to do with innocence as well. So this time it's like having that positivity that you had with your innocence, but not the naivety that comes with it at the same time. Things are greatly going to be changing for you, my dear pile number 2, and it's going to be changing for you now. And the reason I say now is because you have the Knight of Wands, and that's the fastest knight in the deck. So we see this knight drinking, kind of giving me the impression that you're going to be okay. You're going to start feeling okay. So let's ask your ancestors, since we're doing this reading, it's a great opportunity to ask them and to take a look at what's changing for you. What's changing now for you? My dear pile number 2, especially that we have an open communication here with the iris with them. So what is about to change for you? Let's see. Ooh, you have the 2 of Swords. I know this is the 2 of Swords, but right off the bat, I'm seeing the idea of you're going to have maybe a strong team or a strong partner or a strong person solidly being there for you. You have the 3 of Pentacles. You have the 8 of Swords. And you have the 6 of Wands. Wow, this is a card of success and victory. Isn't that wonderful? Where you felt stuck, this is no longer going to happen. We see with the 6 of Wands, you're going to start experiencing success and victory in your life. There's a lot of happiness in your reading. We can clearly see that. I see that things are going to start moving for you. Your dreams are about to happen, specifically when it comes to people. We see great partnerships, strong connections forming now. And specifically with the 3 of Pentacles, collaboration, cooperation. Again, we see the idea of you collaborating now with people who have stronger values, people who are willing to collaborate with you in a successful way, things that will lead to success. You're no longer going to feel stuck or halted. In fact, it's going to work so beautifully, just like an orchestra. We see this a maestro making sure that the whole team is working together in such a harmonious way to bring out the best melody that would take everyone's breath away. So beautiful collaboration and cooperation moving forward between you and people in your life that will make things work beautifully for all of you together, leading to a lot of great success. We can clearly see with the 8 of Swords, the biggest change that's happening is that you're no longer feeling stuck. There is now movement beginning to happen in your life, movement towards some huge dreams and hopes coming true for you, especially in the area of partnerships and connections. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see as your messages from your ancestors. I hope you've enjoyed your reading. Such a profound, deep, and really important one, especially that we can see here with the iris, that you have an open communication with your ancestors. Whenever you need something, by the way, my dear pile number 2, make sure you speak to them. They are there for you as a family. They want to help you. They're here to mend things and make wishes come true and help you out. So reach out, ask them for guidance, ask them to help you out. They are there. There's an open communication between you and them. And so, my dear pile number 2, this was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please Don't forget to check out my productivity book, my dear pile number 2. This book could really help you out this year to set your goals and make your dreams come true. This book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it in the first place, but you'll see that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also an audiobook if you love listening to your books. And my dear pile number 2, that was your reading. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful Violet as well as the Dalmation Jasper. And with the Violet, of course, we have modesty. We have faithfulness and modesty. Modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart for truth. So beautiful. Madame Guizot. All right, let's keep your main card right there along with your beautiful crystal. And let's see what messages you have from your ancestors in today's reading. We'll be starting off with your oracle cards first. Right, so you have invite peace. Very, very interesting. All right. You have court person. All right. And you have tower, solid foundation, success with effort. Okay, beautiful. Love this energy. You also have, how about we keep this here so that we have more space for this tea leaf. You have jug, light-hearted, carefree time. All right, let's now take a look at your tarot cards so that we have a full picture of what is going on. You have the 8 of Wands. You have the 9 of Cups. Wow, love that. All right. You have the 4 of Wands. Whoa, something significant is happening here. What is going on? I love this energy for you, pile number 3. I wonder what your ancestors are about to say with all of that. Celebrating some sort of success here, or a milestone or something. Let's see. It looks like the court is ruling to your favor, or the fate is ruling to your favor. Let's see what it is. You have the Hermit. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, I love that. I love that. Okay. You have, oh, this one first. Okay. You have the 2 of Pentacles. This figure walking on a thin thread has been appearing in this year's reading so far. That's like the 3rd time. In every reading, no, even towards the end of December, some energy here is persistent. Have you been having this reading over and over on this channel where you have someone from one deck or the other, completely different decks, walking on some thin thread? Isn't that interesting? All right. You have the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. And you have the 6 of Swords. Right. So what are we seeing here exactly? Oh, this reading is going to be very significant. I was about to say something now, and then I noticed I was about to begin your reading, and then I'm like, oh, wait. I see why Matt Zemlia has appeared. I see now. I was going to say maybe wealth, maybe I get it. Look at that. Pile number 3, your reading is so amazing. So first, let me organize my thoughts. I have so much on my mind. I'll now organize it for you. So this is a very significant reading, like I have just mentioned. So I see that your ancestors are talking about something that is happening in your life right away, that is changing the form of your life. You see here with the whisk, they've changed the form of the yolk. The egg white is the yolk. No, it's the egg white. It changed color, it changed form, it's behaving differently. So some wish is happening to you, and it's a sort of wish that you lacked and kind of thought was maybe impossible even. That everyone is celebrating here, or you are greatly celebrating. Walking on this thin thread, I kind of feel here that there's only a slither of a chance that this could have happened to your life. Let's move on quite slowly, because this is a big message. So with the violet, you know why they associate the violet with modesty? It's because they grow quite close to the ground, and the beautiful delicate petals are even hidden by the heart-shaped leaves of the violet. So that's why it's really associated with modesty. But again, this ties in beautifully to you getting something unexpected, because in religion, like for example in Christianity, the violet is associated with the blossoming of the violet, or the Archangel Gabriel. It blossomed when Archangel Gabriel announced to Mary that she was about to be pregnant with Jesus Christ. So we see a big gift here happening that you're not expecting. There was something else. I remember a story with the violet. I can't remember now. There was also something significant with the violet that I used to love, but I'm sorry, I can't quite remember. Obviously, that's what's meant to come here in this reading, not the other story maybe. But we can clearly see there is this hidden, beautiful, delicate, wonderful thing that is about to appear in your life, that will change the form and the fabric of your life in your very near future. And your ancestors are here in your reading, letting you know that big things are about to change. This is a wish, it seems, with the 5 of Pentacles here, that you lacked. It's something that you hoped for and perhaps thought was near impossible. See, with the idea with the slithering chance that it could happen. We see an older lady here looking at a reflection, imagining her youth, what it would be like to have her youth back. So again, do you see, we have the idea of you wishing for something that you may have felt or is known to be, particularly in your case for one reason or another, quite close to impossible. But the rules of fate, or the court of fate, is ruling, in your favor, giving you a very unique gift that is not given to many, is given to few people. And that's why your ancestors wanted to announce that to you. This gift is a gift that your ancestors had, and it's time for you to have it, for it to be passed on to you. So you were always meant to get this gift, just as your ancestors have had it previously in the past, and now is the exact right time that you're meant to receive this gift in the 3D. And why are we saying in the 3D? It's because here with Zalma, Mat Zemlia, which is the a very important, like I said, Salvic deity that has been worshipped for a long time, is Mother Earth. So we see the idea that you're about to receive it in the 3D, you're about to indulge in it and feel prosperous with it. But there's a lot of stability here. It looks like to me with the Tower and the Queen of Pentacles that this is going to be a strong foundation, something that is staying in your life. And with the migration and the Six of Swords, it's kind of like showing your life is changing significantly, drastically even, because of this blessing coming into your life. So if we're going to take a look at your reading at face value, like what I'm seeing in terms of the cards, the images in the card, let's take the example of you reviving maybe your youth, or you being more handsome or beautiful. That could be something that you're expecting, that are passed on from your ancestors, like great genes. That would make sense, right? With the ancestors coming here. Or it could be your ancestors have always been people with great power and wealth. So that could be something that is being passed on to you as well, with the Pentacles here. Maybe you've lacked wealth and it's now appearing in your life. So there is a quick message here with the Eight of Wands. Something is, and it makes sense with wealth as well, because wealth does change the fabric of one's life, you know. You can do a lot of things with the money coming in. Maybe you're getting inheritance. Oh, wow, that could be another thing. What else could be something that you have lacked and seemed impossible and is coming into your life, appearing into your life? This could be some sort of healing as well. If you were, if there was a slithering chance that you would heal from some sort of illness that is coming into your life. That blessing, whichever case it is certainly coming with a lot of peace, not corruption. It's coming with a lot of peace and stability, and you are meant to have that. It's part of your ancestors' generation's gift, and you are receiving it now. That's a strong message from your ancestors. Now is like the divine time for you to receive this great gift or great blessing that is part of your ancestors' heritage, my dear pile number 3. Such a beautiful reading. Do look for the form of your life changing. Yeah, the whole form of your life changing with that gift. It could also be having a child. I saw it moments ago. Where did I see it? With Mother Earth. I saw it with something else. I can't remember. It could also be having a child. That could be one. Oh, yes, when we were talking about Mary and Jesus Christ. Yes. Yeah, it could also be for a lot of you having children, being blessed with children. Maybe some of you felt it wasn't going to happen. Then it's definitely happening for you. If you think maybe it won't happen, it's too late, something is going wrong, that's not the case. It's happening for you. Don't worry about that. It could look miraculous, but it's happening for you, my dear pile number 3. What else could be the sort of blessing we're seeing in your reading here? It could be a foundational relationship as well. That you're not seeing coming up. But all in all, especially with the relationship, because of the Four of Wands, a lot of the times, Four of Wands could be a wedding. And so it doesn't mean it's a wedding, although it could be for you, but it shows some sort of union and partnership with a loved one coming up in your life. So look out for something big that is about to unveil itself to you. Pile number 3, you're such a beautiful and lucky pile. And it's there, by the way, to stay. It's not something that you're going to have for a little while. It's there to stay. There are big changes coming with this foundational change that you felt you were lacking. And it could be several of these things, by the way, happening. One thing, since the form and the fabric of your life is changing, by the way, this could mean that one thing could lead to the other, could lead to the other, and could lead to the other. It's like a domino effect with several wishes coming and happening to your life because of that one very wish appearing in your life. You know how one wish can help you achieve another wish? Like, for example, let's say you always wanted a happy family and a child. You finding the right person leads to you having that coming true. Or let's say you always wanted to create a wonderful foundation, a charity foundation that could help many people. Having money can help you create exactly your hopes and dreams of creating that, and so on. So I'm seeing, in fact, a domino effect of one wish that would have seemed impossible, changing your life. And because it's changing your life in that new direction, you're about to achieve several other things in your life because of that. My dear pile number 3, such a cool reading, and I wish you all the best of luck with that. May you always have your dreams coming true. Expect to celebrate that new foundation soon, and expect fate to come to your favor. It's like I said, it's something that you would never expect. There's a slither of a chance that it could happen. It's happening, and it's here to stay for you, my dear pile number 3. All the very best of luck with that. Expect your life to migrate, to shift, to amazing things. My dear pile number 3, so happy for you. I wish you the best of luck. That was your reading, and if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. This book could really help you out in the new year to set goals and to achieve them, to watch them happen, to watch your life change. Really, this book is a book that could change your life in a matter of seconds. And it's a quick read. It's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate reading it in the first place. But you'll find that it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process of being productive. That's the whole point. It's not like you have to suffer, and because if you suffer, there's only that much time until you get up and go, oh, I can't do this any longer. It's about learning how it's done in the right way, and to enjoy the process and to get straight to it. And if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's also an audiobook, by the way, if you love listening to your books. And my dear pile number 3, it was such a pleasure doing this reading for you. Thank you for tuning in. All the best of luck with what's happening in your life right away. I wish you nothing but the best. May you always be blessed. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!